mula sa mga kapatid nating nasa Scan International sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Ito ang Scan in Action!
This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
You're watching INCRadio.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all our viewers here on INC Radio. We're so happy to be back. My name is Mark Marenko, coming from the local congregation of Bakersfield. It is about 9:06 p.m. Chilly 48 degrees out here in Riverbank, California. I'm not here by myself, though. Along with me are some of the Benia officers here from the local congregation of Riverbank. Say hi, everyone.
Hi.
So we're going to go ahead and introduce everyone one by one. Let's start with you, Angelica.
I'm Sister Angelica. I'm Sister Sasha.
I'm Sister Marie.
I'm Sister Sam.
I'm Sister Naomi.
Yes, and they are all very eager and excited to be on the show. Aren't you guys ready for today's show, guys?
Yes.
All right, and so before we begin, though, please, everyone, continue to like and subscribe to INC Radio DZEM 954. Please be sure to have that notification bell on so you can stay tuned in on everything INC Radio. Okay, guys, so let's begin. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Yeah, you guys just came from school, or like, what did you guys do today?
School.
Yeah, we just had school.
Sleep, school, okay. Man, what it would be to be young, right? So I wanted to start off the conversation though. Who here had New Year's resolutions this year? Right? We all did, right? So I want to ask, Sister Angelica, what was like one New Year's resolution you wanted for this year?
One resolution was to be more productive, and I'm happy to say that I am being more productive and doing my work on time and not procrastinating.
What about you, Sister Marie?
Well, I didn't have a lot. I think mine was also the same as Angelica's, like being more productive. I think in some areas I definitely improved. There's some that could use a little more work, but I think overall I've made good progress.
Okay, with a show of hands, how many goals have you tried to set this year from like 1 or 10? Show with your hands. The audience too, please let us know how many goals you've tried to set within the year 2024. So it looks like we all have about like 5 or 6. You know, for me personally, I think I set about like 2 goals that I wanted to do this year. One of them was to like be born better in music. So then, yeah, it's been a dream of mine to be able to pick up my trumpet again and play music at different levels, not only for church, but even for like outside of church events. And so now I want to go ahead and quickly go into a quick game that I want to play. You guys ready for a game?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and grab one of our papers here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you guys to write down 2 definitions, okay? So the first one is what is the definition of the word goal and what is the definition of the word intention, okay? Try to keep it within 4 or 5 words. All right, I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. And so while that is happening, as I turn the camera over to me, all right, hello, I'm Lord of INC Radio. While our guests are playing the game, right? I want you guys to also share what do you guys think the word goal and the word intention means. So please, in the comment section, let us know what do you guys think about that. And even too, please share what goals that you had in the year 2024. Now, while our friends here are going ahead and giving their answers, we want to go ahead and showcase some of the activities that we actually had over the last couple of weeks and upcoming activities. So last week, we had our family fun day in the locale of Lemoore, and we honestly had such a great time. Everyone was able to come there and celebrate in in with their families, having good food, good vibes, and we even got to saw last week where we had the different booths, and I was able to go around every booth and to see what everyone was doing. And the next following week, we actually have this coming on Sunday, our book club special gathering for all of our Mary members, and of course, we have a lot of locales celebrating their year-end socializings at the end of the year. So if your locale is having their year-end celebration or socializing of any kind, please let us know. What are you guys doing for the new year? Are you celebrating with your family? Celebrating with friends? Please let us know. We'd love to be able to showcase that here on today's show for INCRadio, Central Valley, California. And then that is actually time for you, everybody. All right. So, everyone, I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to ask everyone to show it, right? Let's go ahead with start with Mr. Sasha. What did you come up with your answers for goal versus intention?
For goal, I wrote the definition that it's a certain thing
You want to go show it too.
that you want to accomplish in the long run. And intentions are your motivation and purpose towards a action or goal that you want to accomplish.
So Sam, what about you? What did you put for goal versus intention?
Goal, I put something to achieve over time, and intention is something that you've been wanting to do.
And I'm glad that you guys talk about it because we talk, at least all leans towards like a mindset, right? And so now we want to go ahead and go into like, what really is a goal versus intention. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys a couple of questions, and then let's go ahead and talk amongst ourselves, right? So how does goals help us establish like a mindset within our daily life? I'll start off with Sister Naomi. So yeah, for instance, right? We all want to be able to have our own minds. We have our own routine, right? Every morning we always go ahead and eat breakfast, wash our clothes, right? But it all stems from like, okay, I have to do this. I have to have this way every morning because that's what I do. This is what I'm used to doing. So how do these goals help us create that mindset that we want?
I think having these goals help create those mindsets because it helps you look up to what you want to complete at the end of the day, and it helps you, like whenever you complete it, you feel a lot better, and it makes you feel very good about yourself.
And I'm glad that you brought that up because then a lot of us here have habits, right? That either one make us feel good about ourselves, or two, we kind of wonder like, why am I doing this every day? Like, why did I get used to doing this every day? So I want you to go ahead, also erase your boards, right? I'm gonna go ahead and ask one person to please share one of the habits that they do every morning. So let's see here. We're gonna, Sister Marie, go ahead. Share what's one habit that you do every morning.
This isn't a very good habit, something I'm trying to fix, but a habit is as soon as I wake up, I'll check my phone. I know it's not a very good one, but it's something that like over the years I've kind of like done a lot. So like now it's something where I'll wake up and I don't even think about doing it. But yeah, that's definitely a habit that I do in the morning.
I'm glad that you bring that up because I'm a victim of doing that. That's like the first thing, right? It's like, oh man, what happened on social media today? What do you guys think about that?
I think a way, if you want to break the habit of always checking your phone, something I heard was like to leave your phone in another room. So like it wouldn't be like hands, like where you can get it once you wake up, and it'll make you get up too. So it does 2 in 1.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, Sister Angelica, because then what we wanted to talk about was like breaking habits, right? And so because most of the time, whenever we see on social media, we always see like, oh yeah, we need to be able to start this. We need to be able to do this because it's always good to be progressive. It's good to be like always wanting to think forward, right? But we never really think like, oh, how can I really take a step back and think like, what can I do to clear things up on my queue, so to speak, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and have everybody write down real quick what's one bad habit that they're doing right now that they want to share to everyone here on INCRadio, California. And so while everyone's doing that, right, I'm gonna go ahead and again let everybody know what's going on in Central Valley, California. So we for the next coming months, we actually have a lot of special gatherings coming up when it comes to the different offices in the church. We have this coming Saturday, We have our finance special gathering where all the finance officers are going to be discussing or having a special gathering in regards to their worship service performances when it comes to being finance officers. And then, of course, next year we're going to be having a special gathering of all officers where they're going to be taking oath for new offices that they're either aspiring for, and even rather in taking up offices here in Central Valley, California, where we get to celebrate the new year, taking offices and being able to gain these new blessings for the new year. And so while they're still writing theirs, right, I think one bad habit that I would love to be able to break is every morning I always end up like I get out of bed, right, and I tend to want to go straight to my office and check my work stuff. I had established a routine in the morning, right? I'm so used to doing that after my meetings for work. So then, like, because I start work at like 8 in the morning, I get off at 9. I get my last meeting's at 9 in the morning. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it afterwards. But trying to wake up early. Been trying my best to get that done ahead of time, so that way I have the rest of the morning to be able to do more work. And so I want to go ahead and Sister Angelica, what's one bad habit that you're trying to break?
One bad habit I'm trying to break is binge watching. I think for me, it's really easy to binge watch, especially if it's a really good show. And like when you're binge watching, you lose time, and it like kind of forgets how like where the time is. So I'm trying to break that myself.
So Sasha, what about you?
For me, I've always had a bad habit of sleeping late. I just get caught up in everything that I'm doing. I like binge watching, like what Angelica said, or I get behind on my work, so I end up sleeping really late, which is really not a good thing.
Sam, what about you?
What I put is procrastinating schoolwork because it's really bad for me since I take AP and honors classes. So, and those things like pile up every single day. And I feel like when I get home, I'm always like, I'm so exhausted from school. I think I'm just going to take a nap. And when I wake up, it always ends up being like 9 p.m. And I'm like, oh no, I should have done my work after school.
I think we all can relate to that, right? Like we've all been to the point where like, oh man, it's late. I should really get to bed. But now I'm just gonna do this. Or like, I should really get this work done, but I'll take care of it later. I think we all can agree that it's something that we all have to be able to learn how to grow out of and improve ourselves on a day to day. And so I want to go ahead and ask everyone in the comment section. Let us know what's one habit that you want to try to improve out of and to grow every day in order to get out of that habit. And so I want to go ahead and now go on to the point of all these habits. They all have one thing in common, right? I'm asking everyone, what do all these bad habits have in common?
I think they're not good for you. They don't benefit you.
Okay, what else?
I think a lot of them they like prioritize in a way like comfort before work. Like I feel like all of ours they in some way like keep us comfortable. Like binge watching, we're more comfortable binge watching, or procrastinating on work. It's like, oh, I want to be comfortable right now. I don't want to like use my brain and do work. So I think like that's one like common thing among like our bad habits.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you say that because also all of them tie into one thing, and that's consistency, right? Because we're so used to being able to do all of these things on a day-to-day basis that it becomes ingrained within our day-to-day. That's why it's like a habit, right? And so now a good way in order to break these habits, right, is in the form of accountability, right? So with all of these, what's one thing we can do in order to like get out of these bad habits? I'll start with Sasha.
Like for binge watching, if we have a problem with binge watching a lot, we can set like maybe a screen time for ourselves, and just creating like a schedule where we organize everything that we have to do during the day. And of course, we shouldn't like do too much. We have to take breaks and in order to not overwhelm ourselves, not to get burnt out, because that is what causes us to end up procrastinating because we're so tired. And if we do these little steps like sleeping early and setting a time for ourselves to actually do our work, it'll actually save us from being tired all the time in the long run.
All right, I have a question for everybody here. Who here has a study buddy? Raise your hand if you have a study buddy. No? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, even better question. Who here has an accountability buddy? Right? No? Okay.
It helps you keep yourself accountable.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, what Sister Maria was saying is an accountability buddy is someone that will help you become accountable for either one of these habits here, or you're trying to help establish a good one, right? And the great thing about habits in general, right? Yeah, there's the bad ones, but there's also the good ones too that come with it, right? And with that, it also comes this sense of community together, right? A lot of us experience a lot of these, right? So anybody in the chat, if you too experience like sleeping late, binge watching, please let us know, because we all have been there, right? And it's great because we all can also support each other when it comes to trying to get out of that cycle. And it's an amazing feeling when you do break out of that cycle, right? I'm gonna go ahead and ask now, what's one experience that you've had where like you were like, oh man, I was able to get out of this like bad habit because of my friends, or oh, I was able to get out of this bad habit because I was consistent in what I do. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up to you guys. Whoever wants to share.
I have an accountability buddy, and so she's my best friend, and we had the same goal of like working out more and just like overall living a healthier life. So a couple months ago we made a bet, which it was more like there was a punishment for like not, if like we decided to like skip the gym or like do something that's not very good for us, we would have to like pay the other person $5. Yeah, because I got that idea from a video where this YouTuber, he wanted to work out more. So he told one of his friends, oh, if any of us skip a day, we owe each other $100. But both of us, we don't have that much money. So we're like, okay, if both of us skip a day at the gym, we each owe each other $5. So that really helped us. That really motivated us to go to the gym and just live a little more healthier, which I was like really happy that like we made that decision with each other.
That's good. That's really nice.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up too, because it's like, it benefits you no matter what, right? Because then you want to take care of yourself, and two, it strengthens your friendship with your best friend and whoever you're trying to work on the goals with, right? Yeah. I'm going to open up another question to everyone too, tying it all back to mindset, right? How does building habits relate to building a good mindset? I'll start with Sister Naomi. I know, give me the hard questions, man. I'll give you some hard questions.
No, I'm not that good. I'm not that good at building habits myself. So I'm not sure.
Okay, well, let's try this then. What does a mindset mean to you?
A mindset means what a mindset means to me is something like to have a growth mindset.
Okay.
So,
Good.
like instead of thinking I can't do it yet, and just keep on trying without doubting myself.
Can we all agree with that? That's a really good way of thinking, right? And especially with how the social media nowadays, right? It can be filled with such what's the word that I'm looking for? Not the content is very exaggerated when it comes to the terms of like success, right? And so like we sometimes overlook it and like think like, oh man, am I really doing enough? When in reality, as long as we have that positive mindset, right? We really are doing our best that we can every day to be able to get 1% better, right? And so I want to go ahead and as we close the show, right? I'm gonna go ahead and mention this. There was a quote that I heard on like a TV show, and it says, "Results are a byproduct of a process." And so, with a good process comes good results. Now, to end the show, I want everyone here to first off take the time to write down what's one process that you do every day that yields good results. Okay, so for example, for me, I go to the gym every day, right? And I just started back in 2 weeks ago, so it's not.
That's
That's
still
still good,
progress.
right?
It's
It's
still
still progress,
progress.
right? But it's good because then I've been wanting to, obviously also live a healthy life too. I'm also getting married in the next year, so thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. And so we're trying to play the long game, right? It's always about the long game, and so for me, it benefits me because one, of course, I'm getting married. Two, I want to live a healthier life too, and I want to be able to spend the rest of my life being able to do anything and with the love of my life, and to be able to fulfill my duties whenever I can. And so go ahead, take the time, write down a moment that you realize like the process that you're doing is good and you've yielded good results from it, right? And same thing for everyone in the chat. Please let us know one good habit that you have continued to do till this point, and share that with us so we too can try to pick up on those good habits and try to build off on those good habits together. And so to while everyone's writing their responses here too, right? Again, we want to remind everyone to please continue to like and subscribe to INC Radio, especially for our new time here for Central Valley, California on 9 p.m. every Friday night. We appreciate the support that everyone's continuing to do to support our radio show. And believe when I say we're going to continue to do everything that we can to make sure that INC radio shows are awesome just like this. And so I'm gonna go ahead and start with Sister Angelica. What's one good habit that you have that you want to share with everyone here?
For me is having a planner. I think that really helped me this year a lot because it organizes my thoughts and it gives me like a rundown of my day. So and it really like unstresses everything for me. Yeah.
Sasha?
I agree with you. I also use planners and to-do lists. They can even be like on like my phone or on paper, just so I could have it with me at all times, like setting reminders and alarms so that I'm trying to keep myself accountable. If I don't have a best friend like Marie has. But yeah, that really helps me to keep myself in check and to always know what I have to do and I don't forget anything.
Naomi.
Something that's been helping recently is having a to-do list. It really helps me feel better whenever I get to see everything is like finished on the paper, and and it really benefits and helps me see what I need to do throughout the day.
Sam?
I personally don't use a planner or anything, and because everything is just like in my notes on my phone. But all I do is I keep motivating myself to do stuff because I have extracurriculars. Like I do marching band and I also play an instrument. And trusting the process. When I started off as I played double bass, so starting off like down here as an eighth grader, like I was self-taught. Like, oh, I have to keep doing this so I could become a good bass player for my orchestra. So I keep like pushing myself to do the best. And for marching band, it's kind of a little like stressful because time crunch and stuff. We don't have time to do anything, but I'm just like I have to keep up a good energy for my team and to not let anyone down because one person just really ruins it for everyone. So today was good, right? But how can I make tomorrow better? That's what my coaches say, and that always stuck to me.
And we love to hear that, Sister Sam. And last but not least, Sister Marie.
So I wrote the same thing as Sam. I'm also a musician, and starting college, like I knew that I still wanted to continue to do music, and I also understood that the music I would play would be way different and at a much higher level than the music I played in high school and middle school. So I also like one of my to-dos or like that I have like an app that like helps me with my to-dos um, is to practice and really just consistently practicing my instruments. I play the saxophone and the trumpet. Like after consistently practicing, I was able to see really good results. Like at my concert a few days ago, I remember at the beginning of semester, I got the music. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks impossible to do. This is so hard. Oh my gosh. But I really made it a goal to, like, my big goal was to be able to play the music well at the last concert. And to achieve that goal, I made sure that I practiced if not every day, as much as I could. And I was really happy that I achieved that goal. So yeah, just motivating myself, like Sam said, to practice or to get better at my crafts is something that I do.
And I'm glad that we all can agree that, together, even though we have different goals, together we can help each other be more accountable and to be able to reach these goals in building good habits that stick for a lifetime to come. So, with that being said, again, thank you everyone for tuning into INC Radio Central Valley, California. We want to thank the viewers that tuned in today, that showed their support in our show tonight. We also want to thank our SEPC coordinator and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Rano Vimanalo, and of course to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo Vimanalo. Thank you so much, Paul, for all that you do in taking care of the church, especially approving programs like this. So, with that being said, this has been INC Radio Central Valley, California. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you, Riverbank.
Sa iglesia sila ay nagmamahal. Sa aming iyong ibiniyaya ang pamamahala na sa'yo nagmula. Isang lider upang mamuna, pag-ibig sa iglesia